Hi, this is Carol Graham with Praying for Miracles with Carol. Today I'm going to share a Bible story that I think all of us have heard many times, and no matter how many times we hear it, whether we are a child or an adult, we get something new out of it. And I want to share that story today. The verse reference is out of Daniel 3:28, and it says, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him." Now remember, if you remember the story, that King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon constructed a towering statue, and he demanded that everyone in his kingdom bow down and worship that statue. But there were 3 young men who refused to do that, and these men worshiped the God of Israel, the God of Jacob. And these 3 men were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And the king had appointed them to oversee the province of Babylon. So they were officials. Well, when the king got word that these 3 young men refused to bow down and worship the idol that he had constructed, he was livid. And so he gave them one more chance. And what did they do? Again, they refused. And he told them that if they didn't, they would immediately be thrown into the fiery furnace. What would you have done? This is what they said. "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue that you have set up." And this is in Daniel 3:16 to 18. Well, the king again was more livid than ever. And he told the people, the servants, who were tending the fiery furnace to make it 3 times hotter. Not only did he do that, but he also told them to bind these 3 men with ropes so that when they were thrown in, they were not only bound, but they would probably die instantly. Now this is where it really gets exciting. When the soldiers threw the 3 men into the fiery furnace, the soldiers died from the intense heat. Not only was it hot, but 7 times hotter than normal. Well, are you ready for this? When the king looked into the furnace from afar, and he said to his men, "Did you not throw 3 young men into that furnace? But I see 4. And not only that, they are not bound, but they are walking around the furnace." He was beside himself. He did not understand it. But, now that was in Daniel 3:24 to 25. And I'll read that again. "Look, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they're not hurt. And the form of the 4th is the Son of God." He recognized the Son of God in that furnace. So Nebuchadnezzar called with a loud voice, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come out. So the three men stepped out of the fire, and all the officials and advisors crowded around to see that they were actually alive. They wanted to touch them. They couldn't understand. And then, even more surprising, not a hair on their head was even singed. And even more surprising than that is they did not smell of smoke. You talk about a miracle. This is the God whom you and I serve today. He has not changed. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And as a result, Nebuchadnezzar actually began to thank and praise God and realize that this is the true God. Daniel 3:29 says, "The king then issued a decree stating that if any person spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they would be cut into pieces and their houses would be turned into ash heaps, because there is no other God who can deliver like this." Then the king promoted these three young men in the province of Babylon. This is our God. Thank you for listening. And also don't forget to subscribe and go to my website, prayingmiracles.com. Download the various PDFs there that'll give you lots of stories and encouragement and affirmations and verses specifically dealing with healing, salvation of your family. There's many of your questions that I've posted there that you can see the answers, and there's tons for you to look at, and I thank you for your support.